I'm just trying to hold. Yeah, it worked. Look at that. Hi, everybody. So you might be joining us on social media channels. If you are, welcome. If you are, what is going on with my hair here? Okay, that's better. Oh my goodness. Talk about perfect topic for today. Why a life of no judgment can change your life. So, if you are joining us on any social media platforms or channels, please feel free to come onto the website. The website is katherinemcintosh.com/connect. And if you're on the website, I can then interact with you. So feel free to type in social media, to comment, to ask a question, but I will not be able to see it when I'm live. So if you would like me to respond to you live, you got to come on the website, katherinemcintosh.com/connect, click on or connect to this video, why a life of no judgment can change your life, and then you can chat, interact with me. So here we are. Welcome to today's little experiment experience topic. And today's topic, I wanted to talk about no judgment. So some of you may or may not know, I wrote a little ebook, created a course, am the founder of something called the No Judgment Diet, which has been trademarked. And, for me, the No Judgment Diet was a huge life change because I had suffered for a long time with body body dysmorphia. I did not see who I was. I could not see it. And then in turn, when I was suffering with body dysmorphia, developed an eating disorder, has struggled with my relationship with food, struggled with my relationship with myself, and really didn't think very highly of myself. And, so often I would walk around in the world not believing that I was a, a I'm going to say it like this way. I was a good human, right? I mean, I knew like I was a good human, like my heart, my energy, I knew that I was in the right place, but in terms of being able to live a life that I could be proud of, I had a really hard time doing that because I felt like I was living a secret life. And part of that secret life was on the outside, I appeared to be confident. I appeared to be successful. I appeared to be happy. I appeared to be, in a great marriage. I appeared all of these things. And the truth was, on the inside, I was extremely self conscious. I was extremely insecure. I hated my body. Thought I was fat and ugly. I felt like a fraud, right? All these things. And by the way, none of you do that, right? I'm telling my story because somewhere in my story, you can find where this message relates to you, which is, you know, it wasn't until I discovered this no judgment diet, which I ended up creating, this no judgment diet, a way to no longer judge myself so I could be free. And that freedom started by choosing to be happy with my body as it was. And once I was happy with my body as it was, I ate less, I moved my body more, I laughed more, I was happier. And I remember 6 months after my son was born, I was at a class and, my shirt came up and 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 these people were like accidentally, right? Was doing I think it was doing a handstand or something and my shirt like came up, right? And so people got to see my stomach and everyone was like, "How the hell do you have abs like that after having a baby?" And I was like, "Because of laughter." And so part of this is, can you can apply to your life, especially if you deal with food, weight, body image stuff. But living a life of no judgment can change your life because it can apply to business, relationships, finances, money, right? And pretty much every and any other area of your life. Judgment creates a solidity. And when we're judging ourselves, wrinkles, aging, fat deposits, cellulite, right? But then when we're judging ourselves, less money in the bank account, more spending habits that aren't in alignment with what we want, right? When we're judging ourselves, when we're in relationship, we create more fights. There's more dissatisfaction. There's more disconnect. We expect the other partner to be in charge of our happiness, which we know is not true. You are the person who's supposed to be in charge of your happiness, right? And so I want to offer this idea and this concept to you to apply to every area of your life, which is, do you ever pay attention to how much you're actually judging you? So when somebody pays you a compliment and you dismiss the compliment, you're judging you because in your head you're like, "Oh, I'm not pretty. Oh, I'm not wearing a nice outfit. Oh, this thing I got at a rummage sale. Oh, this was from a thrift store. Oh, please don't compliment me on this. That's like it was a gift." Like we dismiss ourselves all the time, and that's judgment. Right? Judgment really is any opinion that we have, good or bad, because we might have a judgment that we're really nice, but the world sees us as an asshole, right? Which means you're not very nice. Let's just be clear here. Okay. So, why a life of no judgment can change your life is when you start to pay attention, right? Your thoughts matter. Your words matter. The energy you put out into the world matters. And we're not just talking about the energy you put out into the world when you're in public, the energy that you put out when you're going to bed at night. What's the conversation you're having with yourself? Right? What's the conversation you're having with your body? What's the conversation you're having with your business or your spouse or your children or your partner or your friends or your parents? Like it matters what you put out into the world. And so, what you think about yourself is quite possibly the biggest predictor in your future. It's not the actions you do, right? Because the actions you do, if you are thinking crap of yourself, well, the crap is going to be far more like have a bigger weight than the actions you take. So that's why so many people that I have worked with in the past, they come to me because they're frustrated. They've spent tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have lost years of their life on trying to fix their body, on trying to lose weight, on trying to get out of pain, of trying to stop suffering. And when they come to me, they're they're at their wits' end. And I say to them like it's not about the diet, it's not about the food because you could eat salads all day long, but if your thoughts are that you're not good enough, if that you're fat and ugly, that no diet ever works, that energy is going to overpower any positive action you take. And so, for those of you listening, this is a very powerful message for you to be aware, to pay attention to the thoughts you tell yourself, to the words you speak, to the words that are in your head. And I would invite you to begin to pay attention to your judgments. So, if someone pays you a compliment and you dismiss that compliment, that's an area of your life you're judging you. Simple. If somebody invites you to dinner and you're not, and they would like to pay for dinner, right? But you have a hard time receiving them paying for dinner, there's a judgment somewhere in your world about receiving or not being enough, or that you're going to have to pay them back somehow, right? That's not receiving. That's not true energy. And so a life of no judgment can change your life because judgments weigh a ton. And I watch people who have, done my classes, gone through my courses, and they learn how to strip away the judgments from their lives, and then they feel free. And they're like, "Oh my God, everyone keeps asking me if I've lost weight." And they're like, "I haven't lost any weight." And I'm like, "You lost the weight of judgment." And they start feeling happier, they start feeling freer, and you can apply this to every area of your life. My friends, you are not wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. You're brilliant, you are amazing, you are magical, and it's time for you to begin to explore this idea of no judgment. And so, how do you do it? What do you do, Catherine? What's the way that you do no judgment? So, there's lots of different ways, but one of my favorite ways is when I'm actually in it, in that moment. And it can be, I used to use it when I would um like, have obsessive thoughts about not being good enough, about specifically about my body and my body image and my body weight. So, even at 120 pounds, I would look at myself in the mirror and I would think I was fat and ugly. At 96 pounds, when I almost died, I would look at myself in the mirror and I would see a large person. And so how I began to change this for me personally, especially when it came to my body, is if I caught myself thinking you're fat and ugly, stop it. If I looked in the mirror and I caught myself judging or obsessing or ridiculing or, cutting myself down, I would do stop it. And then I would follow up that stop it with something I could truly be grateful for. So at that time in my life, I could not be grateful for my legs, for my waist, for anything that had to do with my body unless it was I could be grateful for my smile on my face. So I was like, I'll be okay with that. And so I went through this process and I started saying, "Stop it. Stop it when I wanted to abuse myself with food. Stop it when I was looking in the mirror and didn't like what I saw. Stop it when someone gave me a compliment and I caught myself like resisting, rejecting the compliment, right? And I'd stop it. And then I would think of something I could be grateful for. And so I couldn't be grateful for my physical appearance, but I could be grateful for other things. Excuse me. So I could be grateful for the fact that my legs hiked Machu Picchu with a 60-pound pack all by myself without a guide before they required guides, right? I was actually one of the last people on the Machu Picchu trail in, I believe it was 1999. Oh I'm dating myself. You should judge me for that. So, I was on the trail in 1999 before they required guides, and they had actually closed the access to the trail because there was a huge transportation strike in Peru, and, there was no foot traffic through the trails of Machu Picchu for, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 days, something like that. So, I could be grateful for the fact that my legs carried a 60-pound pack for 4 days, hiking to Machu Picchu from Cusco, however you say it, Cusco, not couscous, Cusco. And, my legs mountain biked thousands of miles all over the world. My legs skied down so many runs and mountains. Um, and, I got to see parts of the world I'd never been able to see before. So I got to start to be grateful for what my legs had did for me. And it was true gratitude. I started to be grateful for the traumas in my life, for my life experiences, for the hardships that I had because they made me stronger. And so when you begin to be grateful for what is, right? This isn't a fake it till you make it. This isn't a pretend. This is just like really, truly sitting down, stopping in the moment when you recognize. And let's say you do the judgment and then half an hour goes by and you're like, oh my God, I was totally judging myself a half an hour ago. Great. Go, okay, next time I catch myself judging myself, how am I going to do it different? How am I going to do it different? And so we have this weird concept that we should know what to do when we're triggered in the moment, when we're in front of our addictions, when we're dealing with whatever it is that we have a challenge dealing with. We somehow think that we should just be an expert at navigating that. That would be like me thinking that I could go onto a basketball court and shoot like Kobe Bryant or be like LeBron James. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Yes, they have physical talent, but those men put in thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of practicing. And so, same concept applies to our emotional and mental life. We need to rehearse and practice how we would do life different if we were living the life of our dreams, how we would do life different if, oh my gosh, I totally responded to my son in a way that was not generative. Oh, and it was too late. Oh, next time that happens, and I do this, I rehearse how I would do it different, right? Let's say I overeat one night and I wake or I go to bed going, I'm not so happy with that. Okay, great. Don't judge the fact that I did that. Be grateful that I had that experience. Thank you, body, for showing me how much you love food. Right? Okay, next time I wanna overeat, and maybe I can go, "Oh, you know what? I was totally stressing out about tomorrow's talk. I was totally stressing out about the conversation I need to have with someone I don't wanna have," right? And so I used food to forget about those things, like go, "Oh, oh, okay, next time that happens, this is how I would do it different." And we practice and we rehearse. And so living a life of no judgment can change your life because judgment weighs a ton. It's very heavy. It creates stress. It creates anxiety. And it keeps you in this constant state of the energy of mediocrity. And true genius was not created in mediocrity. True genius was created out of emotion and movement and a desire and a passion and a change. And I believe that each and every single one of you are here because you desire to make a change in the world in some way or another. Being a parent is making a change in the world, right? Taking care of a sick parent is making a change in the world. Running a business is making a change in the world. Being a restaurant owner or an art dealer, that's making change in the world. And so please don't underestimate the change that you make in the world because when we all begin to recognize that it's not about not judging, because there's 7, 8 billion people on the planet, there's judgment everywhere. Look at social media, judgment everywhere. But when we begin to go, oh, right? You get me? And you go, oh, wow, there's judgment. That's heavy, not mine, right? Oh, there's that energy. Ah. And here's what I know about judgment. Okay, check this out. If you can't stop the judgment, right? You're playing a broken record, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'll never be able to succeed. I'm going to get failure. I need to lose weight. Whatever your broken record player is, if you keep looping on your broken freaking record, if you can't stop that judgment, if you can't stop the broken record, guess what? That judgment that you keep recycling over and over and over again, that you keep taking to your therapist over and over, you keep fighting with your relationship with over and over and over again, that judgment, it ain't yours, right? Oh, ain't got time for that. And so it's not about trying to take yourself to the therapist to process how bad of a person you are because of all these judgments or all these things you think you need to fix. It's about recognizing that it's not yours in the first place, and it's time to make a change. Judgment is heavy. It's heavy. And for some reason, this society, we've gotten entrained to pay attention to things that are heavy. And when we experience things that are light, we're like, is that okay? Or what drugs are they on? Right? Or like, there actually is happiness, but notice how when you're happy, you might try and hide it or do it in secret, or, it's only temporary. What if we could start a movement in which joy and magic and gratitude and aliveness and possibilities were all around all the time? So, my magical friends, this is your invitation to one, start being aware of how much judgment you have circling around. Two, stop it because it ain't yours. Don't give it extra attention. And then three, shift it by beginning to literally think of something that you can genuinely be grateful for and mean it. And the more you do that, I promise you spend 30 days doing that, it will change your life. It will change your life. So thank you for watching, for being here. If this inspired you, I'm doing another one tomorrow. And if you're catching this on social media, if you come on to the website, katherinemcintosh.com, connect /connect, right? And you come on the website, you'll actually be able to ask me any live question. You'll be able to interact. I can interact with you. So we started this so we can sort of start to have an interactive experience, which I cannot wait. But in the meantime, we are creating this and giving you information so that you can take it out into the world and begin to create your life your way. So, my philosophy is it's about really getting in touch with your awareness. You have every resource inside of you to make your life, to make your living a success, to become a joyful, interactive possibility. And yeah, it's about um, sort of getting rid of all the excess baggage so that you can really resource that joy and resource that magic. So, my magical friends, thank you for joining. Can't wait to see you next time. Join us tomorrow live. Check out the website, katherinemcintosh.com /connect. And on that page, you can access all past videos that we've done. You can, I believe, like, share, and comment. And then you can also see any upcoming live videos that we'll have. And then you can join us live and interact, or just watch after the fact, either one. So thanks for being here. Bye for now. Have a magical day. And until next time.